Good morning. This is the second day of Mississippi's trapping season. Yesterday I had to carry Judith to a doctor for her eyes, getting some cataracts looked at, but I'm coming in this morning. I had a call from a landowner to come in and see if I couldn't help him stop up what some of these beaver are doing so he could control the water level again for his duck hunting. Coming in to set out a short mixed species line just to check for fur primeness and to just scratch an itch. Going to drag the boat off into the slough and let's get this season started. See you there. These drought conditions are going to make it rough. Where my feet are is where the water level's supposed to be, and down about 2.5 feet is where the water level is. I'll just see how much of this I can get to, but it's gonna be fun. Let's get this party started. The landowner called me several days ago and said he'd come in here and tore out the dam. Well, the beaver have decided to do that. Beaver tracks everywhere. They freshened the dam up right here. So he's still got his little track hole, or whatever you want to call it, right there, where he'd been tearing out the dam. But I'm going to open it up, set a leg hold in it, go up here underneath the metal gate, fence me off a 330 or 2. Anything coming through here will be no more, but this is just where I'm going to start. The beaver have done this since they used that to tear out the dam. I'll show you the sets as I get them put in and try to do a better job of explaining how, why, when, and where. See you in a few minutes. Well, I have come in here and reopened the dam where the beaver had it plugged. I thought about putting a couple 330s in that hole, but with all the sticks and debris and leaves and everything that's going to be blowing through here, it would just create a dam. If you can see the current I've created, I'll get one of my TS85s, set it right in this opening, back away from it. So as they're coming up in here, trying to fix this hole, they'll be stomping all over it. And run the cable out here as deep as water as I can get to. I want to hold them here. Now I know the water's not deep enough to drown, but they'll be out here just ticked off when I get in here. But you can see where I opened the dam from where the beavers had it plugged. We'll go in with the set and I'll show you what I get as I get it. Well, my sets consist of a TS85. I've got a drowning cable about 15 feet long, anchored. My anchoring system's one of Nate's Bigfoot mud anchors, because out here in this clay mud, this goes in and it don't come out. You dig them out. But I've had really, really good success using these. This is that and an anchors for the deep water end. That's the whole set. Canoe trapping, just one handful is all it takes. And my anchors for the deep water end are just a 5-foot piece of ENT tubing. It's lightweight for canoe trapping. Makes it really handy. But I'll get the set put in and we'll go from there. Well, got my anchor in. Got my TS85 ready to go. Got the drowner anchored. I'm gonna put the trap right in here, because they're gonna come up here with an armload of goodies trying to stop this up. And as they're coming in here to stop this up, they're gonna drop all them feet to sit down and do the repairs. And right here is where I'm gonna have it TS85 bedded. Whew. I'll finish the set and show you how to do the anchors out in deeper water. I'm running about the same kind of cables that Coon Creek showed that he's making or sponsoring to get made, but the using a double ferrule and a single stop out here on my cable end, and you can slide that down to tighten up on your deep water anchor, and it's secure on that 5-foot piece of lightweight ENT tubing, and that holds the beaver. Whew. I'll get the anchor set out here in deeper water, and right here's the dam break. I'll run it out here. They'll probably blow a hole in the bottom fighting it and create a drowning pit out here in deeper water, but I'll finish this set and keep moving. Right here is where I got the dam break. I got these beaver ditches running up through here, a point here, point here. This right here would be a great place for a caster mound. I'll get that set in and we'll take a look at it. Well, there's the caster mound I just made to get their attention. This driver we had the Hammer Trapline Products build us some longer drivers last year. Makes trapping out of a canoe easy. You don't have to beat it all the way down into the water line. And got my cable set. I'm getting my TS85 put in and the anchor put out. What I'm using for lure is my Alpha Delta caster lure. It's me and Judith's design that we come up with. No bunk, no crazy additives. It's just preservative and caster and a little something to make it really get out there scent wise. But that's what I'm using for lures, that Alpha Delta caster lure. That set should hit. Next beaver come through, he's gonna be here. I'll finish the set and move on down. Man, it's so good to be back out in the swamps just having fun. Water is very low. You can tell from the water line on them Tupelo gum trees there, but it's down about 18 inches or better. I'm gonna get around in here as much as I can. What sign I find, I'm gonna set. And the landowner wants the beavers out of here so he can control the water. And every time he's tearing out the dams, the beavers are doing what they do. So I'm in here to help. Keep moving. I saw this place from across the slough, seen the shiny sticks, and I knew I had to come check it out. It's the beaver telling me they're using this for like a feed pad. I'm gonna put a caster mound on it, and right next to the bank, I have found a run. You can see this. Boom, right off in the run. Very hard bottom, and it comes right back out. They're going up in here. We'll put a caster mound here and a 330 under a dive stick in this run. Make them duck under it, and they'll be mine. There's going to be something caught. Just don't know how many. Depends on the sign, depends on the movement. I'll get these sets finished and show them to you. Right there's the caster mound I made. You can see a little bit of my lure up on top, and I've watered it down and drizzled it all down the mound. Right here, I have a TS85 on the bottom, bedded. Maybe you can get a better look, but right there, I fenced it off with some sticks to make them come around it, come right up through here. There should be a catch here tomorrow. Right there's my TS85 on a caster mound that I made. We'll finish the dive stick, the 330 set here in a minute. We'll take a look at it. Right here's my caster mound set. I thought about putting a 330 in there, but changed my mind. I'm going to see if I can't find dens. But I've got it from there, pulled out here into deep water. that 5-foot long ENT tubing. And I got the cable shoved all the way to the bottom and pulled tight. Should be a beaver here tomorrow. We'll find out. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm finding old bank dens and the runs they use to get in and out of them. But you can tell by this vegetation, there's no ditch, no travel. None of them are being used at the moment. I'm still looking. I have an old den here, an old den here, an old den right there. And no fresh chews, no trails in the mud through the vegetation. But I'm going to keep looking. There's beaver in here. They've got to be denned up somewhere. We'll find out in a minute, but it's just cool to see the runs they have going to their old bank dens when the water was high. Found an old log across the slough, and it starts up here, comes up here. There's poop all over this log, comes up through here, goes right through there, goes all the way across to finding poop and berries along the length of that log. I'm gonna go right up here and put in a tube pocket set and try to catch a coon. There's a few moving down this log. We'll see how it goes. On my smaller animal sets, I'll use a regular wolf fang. It's just a scaled down version of what I use for the beaver. That's 3/32 cable running to a old Duke 1.5. Feed in a tube right here, filled it full of fish. Put a little fish oil around it. This green stuff smeared down the back of that pipe is some Dunlap's Blackjack raccoon lure. It's got the really strong smell of black licorice. Between that and the fish oil and the fish down in the tube, we'll have a 1.5 bedded right here. We'll finish that set, drag the anchor out in deep water, anchored up. Hopefully we'll catch a raccoon or a mink or something. But there's a lot of activity up and down this old log. See you in a minute. Right across from where I made that other set, where everything's crossing on this log, I have put in another one of my tube sets. Works kind of like a dog proof, only with a 1.5 in front of it. You put your bait down in the tube. I have taken some of the blackjack. That's this green stuff you see on the tube. Filled the tube full of fish, and got a 1.5 bedded in front of it. We'll run the cable out into deep water, keep moving. It's cool just to paddle around during low water, and you can see where the runs are and where the old bank dens are. Not being used at the moment, and the one above me right here is not being used either, but you can just see the caves going up in there. They were at one time. We'll keep moving. What I'm finding poop all over these logs just down from that major crossing. Put in another tube set. Got a 1.5 Duke bedded right here in front of it, right in here. Got fish in it, and I've used a little different stuff here. I went with the crayfish oil, a little squirt of it around it as a caul, and maybe it'll catch mink, maybe otter, maybe coon, maybe nothing. We'll find out. There's a lot of activity up and down this bank. I'll get the anchor out in deep water and keep moving. Found somebody's old dead deer laying down there. No meat utilized. Looks like somebody backed in here and dumped it. That's just terrible. If you're gonna kill a deer, use it. Respect the game. That's disgusting. You can tell where they backed in here. Right here's where they dumped it and slid it down into the creek. Disgusting. I'll see y'all tomorrow when I come back in to check the traps.